Okay. So on my, well, here we are. ABC 123, checking the audio. Yeah, should be good. The music's good too. Um, very looking for the words appetizing in this. Again, check out all the other links that I have around the channel. Um, the title's Inquisition on Duty. That's because that's what the game is, Inquisitor. I changed it to green to represent the salamander, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. I need to get a video to post on the chat. See, ideally, what I would like to be able to do with the Xbox here is be able to pull stuff onto the screen so you can see it. But because OBS doesn't work on this laptop or whatever way it works, there's not much you can really do. I do have an option, but that will be separate. Then I would have to figure out what I'm doing with that. I don't want to give that idea out there because everything I seem to do seems to become a reality for somebody else. At the minute, I've got the overlay on there for anybody that follows. I'm still trying to get used to this here streaming and trying to find what way I'm going about it. Whether I'm going to stream consistently or stream at all or not, not stream at all. I don't get any way or feedback or anything. Everything's just left to myself. And that's probably the best way to do it. It's up to me what way I want to go about it, and it doesn't really matter. I use this to record my time playing games to make it worth my while doing it, like I've produced something or done something. That's the whole point of a production, I suppose, isn't it? Tried using the video card before, as I say, on my OBS, and it doesn't seem to work too well. But maybe I'll build it up at some point, have a fire at it again. It did used to work. I don't know what happened, whether it was an update for OBS or something. It worked fine for when I streamed, was it Rainbow Six? Las Vegas on the Xbox 360. then something changed. I changed the settings and started messing about with it too much, and then I ruined it. So then I reset it back to default. And then I tried playing Prototype again, and Prototype didn't. It was all the frame rates were all off, and then it just jams on the stream. Like it just stops. It still plays the audio. It doesn't play anything on the stream. It's just a frozen frame. Yeah. I like it like this where I can sit and chat. As I say, like the guy Josh Strife Hayes, he's pretty popular where he sits and chats. What I noticed is obviously they can't talk to all the chat, but they do sort of talk to the chat. But there's like 1,000 people or whatever it is, or 10,000 people on their chats, and obviously you can't talk to that many people in one go. It's just more like you're on a stage, and you just keep a conversation going. For me, I would like it to be smaller than that. A lot smaller. And I couldn't care less what said or done. I've no money in this or whatever. Well, I have about £4 invested in this. That's £2 something, £2.49 I think for the overlay. Not that I pay for it. It's a donation to the subscription to the service. I think it's worth keeping. It's the only one I can find that doesn't overlay for Xbox. And then you would think, oh, you're just an Xboxer or whatever it is, one of against PlayStation. Oh no. For me, it's easier to stream from the console than the laptop because the laptop doesn't pick up the frame rates are all over the place or something, or whatever way it works. It's okay for audio and a camera and stuff, but not for streaming a game. The frame rates are all out or something or whatever it is. Doesn't seem to like that. And again, I don't have like a schedule. I'm setting myself up for a schedule to when I stream and when I don't. I haven't found a video. Let me see, dip it up here. Maybe a Warhammer one or something. Huh? No way. I'll put this video up. That's crazy. Right, I'll put this link up. It's a link for a guy called Swifty. He does World of Warcraft. And I don't know if he's online at the minute. He does a lot of Twitch. Or a lot of World of Warcraft for a long time. He's been doing this. Maybe he's promoting it, maybe he's not, I don't know. Maybe he's paid, maybe he's not. Well, he's obviously promoting it. It's called Gaming Glasses WoW on the Go, which I think is pretty cool. You can resize the glasses. Wherever you go, they're like VR glasses. I haven't seen how he plays the game. He's playing it on the controller. No lag input. Pretty cool. So good. We're getting further and further away from ourselves, but we're advancing pretty well as well in software or hardware. An ideal way you would want things is that we can enjoy our leisures while everything still gets done. Someone still has to pull the cables. Someone still has to drill the oil out of the oil rig. But again, if you've ever heard of a thing called bullshit jobs, it's a book. Let's see who the writer was again. Probably not like it, but the book was a theory in 2018 by anthropologist David Gaber. But there's another one I would recommend. Is it Thomas Pick? Thomas Piketty? The Pick? Thomas Piketty, yeah. It is Thomas Piketty. So if you don't believe the bullshit jobs theory, right? There's another one of a guy called Thomas Piketty. His book's called Capital. Okay? Thomas Piketty is a French economist who's the professor of economics. Hold on, to pause him. He's nearly done anyway. At School for Advanced Studies in Social Sciences, Associate Chair of Paris School of Economics, and a Centennial Professor of Economics in International Inequalities Institute at the London School of Economics. Okay, he's 54 years old. He was born on 7th of May 1971. And this book, Capital, would line up perfectly with bullshit jobs of David Gaber's. Okay? Right? So this is what I'm talking about when I go off on a tangent or off on the right. So bullshit jobs, a theory, okay? That's what it's stating here, okay? But it's everything when it comes to the economy or money is just bullshit because you can make it up. You just make a budget. The way economics works is I go and make up an idea that people need homes or whatever it is. Then the budget's released if I convince the people to release the money. So it's backwards. So I go and say, yes, there's a billion people that's homeless, and then they go, right, convince me that you need X amount of money. And I go, okay, I can't, I need to give them a number. So if there's a billion people that need homes, and I turn around and say, I need 5 billion, I go, okay, right. They sit down at the table, and if I convince them people, they'll make a budget for 5 billion. But then it's too late, I'm away on holiday. That's the way it works. That's how money works. It's all bullshit. Anthropologist David Graeber that postulates the existence of meaningless jobs and analyzes their societal harm. He contends that over half of the societal work is pointless and becomes psychologically destructive when paired with work ethic that associates work with self-worth. Okay, so when there's nothing else left in society or human beings, the last thing that they leave you to do is obviously go to war, but to get rid of you, or they work you to exhaustion, which is putting up the retirement rate. So we work each other and we ruin it for each other. In our society, we don't help each other. We have no gain. We have no value in helping each other. No gains in it other than destroying it for ourselves. We're the most advanced beings on this planet, apparently, but yet we just can't figure out how to help each other. Okay, that's the sheer intelligence that we have. Yeah, and I'm sitting here like a mere mortal idiot, and I can figure that out. It's probably why Socrates or whatever it was lived in a barrel. Who was it lived in a barrel? One of them ones. Now, sticking to the topic here. So Bullshit Jobs started. It was made by David Graeber. Then there was a guy who has a book called Capital. It was by Thomas Piketty. It goes through all the details, statistics, and economics of what's going on in the world. And if you combine these two books, and if you don't want to listen to any of them two, right, there's one other person that you will have to listen to. And oh damn, his name's evading me now. His name's Thomas. That's it. Thomas Sowell. Right? This guy you have to listen to. Now, you can dismiss the Bullshit Jobs as a theory, David Graeber, if you want to dismiss him. You can dismiss Thomas Piketty if you feel like it. But there's no way that anybody on this planet can dismiss Thomas Sowell. They have been trying to remove this guy from any sort of education for a long time. Okay, Thomas Sowell is an American economist, economic historian, and social and political commentator. He is a senior fellow of Hoover Institute with widely published commentary and books. And as a guest on TV and radio, he is a well-known voice in the American conservative movement as a prominent colored conservative. Okay? Now, I don't like Milton Friedman. He was a big advocate for the free market. Thomas Sowell, on the other hand, pointed out the cultural or social problems that we have, that we just can't figure out how to advance forward as a species, but not exploit each other. Just can't seem to figure it out. This guy figures it out. And then there's another one which I like, I personally like, which is a guy, He's a linguist. He's a linguist. An activist. Chomsky. Noam Chomsky. I like that guy though, personally. Now there's three guys plus. Now, see, you're going to call it political, right? That's what everyone calls. Everyone calls it one side or the other, down the middle, for this, for that, right? Now, you need to understand the word political to start off with. It's a loaded word, right? It's a very loaded word. What I mean by that is, behind the word, it means, oh, you're this or you're that, and you can label people, right? What the catch is this. Political means communicate. So when somebody adds political for this, political for that, what it actually means is you're communicating this message or you're communicating that message. If you're not willing to come to the table to debate and point out on both sides have the problem, because one side would be for this and the other side would be for that, right? But that's not the point, because both of them have the same economic problems. You can get a for one on one side with purple hair who would be rich, and you can get one who's a penguin, shirt and tie, that owns multiple businesses. And then when you play it one side or the other and say it's political, it means them two won't communicate. When everybody should be pointing out that the person on the street that's out on a certain type of drug or whatever and has had no life whatsoever, it's been treated and it had a difficult decisions of their whole life economically, because it puts stress and strain on them, that both sides would want to help the liberal side and the conservative side both have empathy. And now, here's where the problem lies, right? Both help this person in the middle that made difficult decisions or whatever, right? Which I get. It would try. It makes sense that people will try and help. But then you can only take a person so far until they trip themselves up. And that goes back to how those decisions were made and how they ended up in that position historically in their own mind. It doesn't. That's why I like Warhammer so much. We bring it back. There's the Inquisition, there's the Emperor, which is never seen. Then there's the High Lords or whatever that make all the decisions. Yeah? Not how it works. Command structure. So if I can get the image, I'm gonna check it. The High Lords, isn't it? High Lords of Terror, yeah. And then there's the rest of the armies and all, okay, and everybody else under that. If you look closely enough, you'll see that that structure itself was already used before in reality, and where the Inquisition comes from. Right? It doesn't help anybody when you're degrading the rest of our race by exploiting it, by using it in a certain manner and putting it down. There's whole planets in Warhammer that have never been looked at, and they could be under Dakari rule. They could be under what do you call the other ones? Dakari's really bad. The A ones, what do you call them? Is it Eldar? Aldari? Aldari, yeah. Aldari. Yeah, the Aldari. There's the Aldari, the Kari, Eldars. And they're just different different groups, aren't they, from the same one, from the Elders, isn't it? The Eldari. They're under control of all them. Okay. They could be being used in whatever way, most bad ways as possible, you know? Let's check our inventory. Now, I'm going to get the loading fixed up the best I can for faster loading of this game. I was building these Thunderbolt of Authority, yeah. For a set. I think you can only get 2 sets, can't you? Now, then you have the whole other races, pleasure planets. You have a lot of stuff in Warhammer. The whole one's fighting in the warp. There's a whole chapter that fights in the warp. They just never leave the warp. I see who they are. Is it Ultramarines, is it? The Grey Knights? Grey Knights don't fight in the warp, do they? Grey Knights is the Space Marine chapter that in Warhammer 40,000 specifically created to combat demons and the influence of the Chaos Gods in the warp. They are potent psychers and possess unique resistance to psychic corruption, allowed them to operate within the warp effectively. Yeah, because in Warhammer everything's spread thin. And to me that's... See, all these words in Warhammer are just Latin. It's just Latin. Inquisitor, whatever and all, it's like, it's old language, old English. And they have full... I like the Grey Knights. But I thought the Grey Knights never really moved. I thought they always just... the Emperor's genes seat directly derived from the Emperor of Mankind, giving them unique resilience to the chaos corruption. But I thought they only protected the Citadel or whatever, the Emperor's seat. Obviously not. But when the Grey Knights show up, you don't stay around. They are there to remove everything. The same as some of the other chapters. That's how I see the reality. The thing that makes it more bring it the reality to our world is the Fermi theory. Fermitox theory, isn't it? Where's all the aliens? If we live on a planet and it's not about the theory, it's about the question, to me. So you need to look at the question and go, where is all the aliens? Like if we're the only ones here and there's nothing else on this planet apart from us, and there's nothing else out there, then we can do whatever we want, which is clearly what we're doing. We're ruining it for ourselves. Or we're in a zoo, or we're being used. Which one is it? You see, that it's an impossible theory to answer. In my mind, I can never answer that alone. The reason being is I can search my whole life on the internet, talking to people or whatever, and all, and travel the boundaries. It's an old saying of the lion going around the cage. He can be in reserve. The lion can live a perfectly healthy life in the reserve and never find the boundaries. The cage that we're in is our own mind. So how would we ever find the boundaries if we're being used that way? In our mind, we think we're free. But if we've been designed that way to think like that by whatever beings out there, then we'll never know if we're free or not. It's like it's like a farmer looking at the cow. The cow's never going to know it's not. It's going to the slaughterhouse until it's too late. And there's no point in trying to negotiate with it or talk to it or whatever. It's never going to care. The cow doesn't care. The cow doesn't think. The thing about I find amazing about these people believe in our planet or whatever and all that there, and nature's perfect in every shape or form, and there's no corruption and everything's just magically works. The mice and the cats and the dogs all don't like each other and all, and everything's just magically put in the nature. No, no, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. It's not how it. Fish, right? Fish in the sea. They don't do anything. They sit in the sea until they get eaten by another fish. They don't. They can barely see 2 feet in front of them. Just float around in the sea. It's absolute chaos. Right? Never mind the bigger fish like sharks and all that there. Just normal small fish that get eaten. And then you've got people talking about tiger. They've never encountered a tiger or a bear or a friggin' polar bear or an ostrich or a friggin' an animal that's just gonna or a camel. It's just gonna hit you. It's just gonna kick you. It doesn't care. It doesn't know any different. Like if you stand too close to a camel, it's gonna spit on you or hit you. If you don't know what you're doing, like it's not a magical world where camels and cows and donkeys and sheep. They only think the animals that they care about, like look at the wee lambs and look at the wee kittens and look at the wee puppies. That's all they think they see. That's all they see in an urban setting. In reality, there's tigers would tear a donkey apart. You know, it wouldn't care whether the donkey's been carrying our food for 10 mile or 2 mile. It doesn't care. It's going to rip it apart and it's going to eat it. And it might even leave the carcass. You know, or leopard or whatever it is. Insects are the best ones pointing out where the problems are in society, on a planet. Insects. The best one for me was a spider. Everyone always says about instinct. How does a spider know to make a web? Like instinctually? How does it know what a web shape is? It doesn't. It just does. It just does it. It's just part of it. Same as us. So for us, what I've discovered is what's built into us. And Billy Carson said it. One of the guys that does all them things, and he was under fire for a while there. One of the other sides, or they were having a debate, and I thought it was completely idiotic. It was just over egos. That's what the problem was. It was ego, and he turned around and says, "We are built. We whatever designed us to make us into our mind to believe something." That's why everything becomes religious. Waking up in the morning is a religion. Doing a certain routine is a religion. Um, Making something creatively, religion can be your thing. Everything. That's why in Warhammer, it's very religiously based. Heretics, Xenos, the other. It's always the other. We'll get a mission done, will we? Talked enough. Warhammer's an example of what our society could end up like. Do these change? There's more added to it. There's Tyranids, right? 381, that's influence though. So Rebel Guard Hunt 51. Oh, Aldari Purge 32. That has to be gone. Following the standard Ordo is Xenos. Ordo is order for Latin or structure. Entrapment protocols. A herd of Aldari beasts were lured out of the webway. The invaders are hoping to receive spirit stones of their fallen masters, spring the trap and dispense the Emperor's boundless mercy upon the abhuman filth. Orders, no Xenos shall escape. I'll get that done. These loading screens are really going to bug me. I need to check. I can get another SSD. Upgrade this. I did get a 4-way USB splitter for the Xbox, but it doesn't work. The Xbox doesn't like it when there's something else attached to it. Thinks that I'm trying to do something to it security-wise. So it can only have 2 hard drives at any one time. Maybe 3 if I'm lucky. But I use one for the keyboard. Maybe we remove the wireless keyboard. It's an Xbox One X. So it's an older model too. But yeah, Warhammer has a lot, and there's money in it still. There's destruction in the game. There's different races that have their own ideologies. Even the what was it? The Mechanicus? Is it a religion?
Between the stars, the ancient unseen enemies of mankind wait and hunger. Be strong and give them no quarter.
We're very destructive, you see. What? Doesn't mean that we're dangerous to our species. Push me right back there. Put up a good fight. It's over here. stand my ground there. Keep pushing me back. It's only a small team. Oh.
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death.
Yep. Can't say what I want to say about the Emperor. Yes, mano. Oh, they're not hitting lightly. They're hitting tough. They're hitting hard. Yeah.
The Emperor protects.
Yeah.
You gave them death generously. My compliments.
That's another thing. It's all good when you're working for the side that they want you to. See, the minute you have an opposition to it or something that somebody doesn't like, somebody else, then they go out of their way to make it harder for you. And then all of a sudden now you're the problem. Even though you were the one that was trying to point out that there was an issue with the system or with the way things have been run in the structure. They don't like that. People in general don't like that. They don't like the fact that you oppose something and you don't have, if you don't have any third party backing, because that's what the whole political thing was built on. It was built on third party backing. It's like, we'll talk to the underground and they'll threaten you. They'll come to your home or whatever it is, yeah. And then now all of a sudden you're a problem. You see? But if you've no threat in the whole system, the game theory, as it's called, game theory, then if you're not a threat, then they'll just dismiss you. There was a whole video I watched there earlier about, again, an employee, and it was a recruitment guy who does YouTube, and he was pointing out this employee's video. It recorded everything of her video, and again, she tries to put it in context to let you know, but it's still used against her. Then the company itself puts out a cease and desist order against her because there's nothing else that they can do, and they've got the money, and the employee then is the one that's pointing out the problem, which they don't want to listen to, obviously. They hired a manager that was somebody's brother, sister, auntie, uncle, or whatever. His friend. So they didn't like it. And she was pointing these things out. There's a hand weapon. 86. That's a pretty good grab cannon. Wants to go in the bin. Go in the bin. That's to go in the bin. And all the rest of these can go too. I still need to look up what company who made this game. Whether it was Games Workshop themselves or who they hired or whatever. I'll look it up in a minute. I think I've said about it before. You're gonna need to give me a minute as well after I do this. I'll be back. And give me 5 minutes. Yeah. I only just got the thing to run smoothly yesterday, and then I stopped playing. Experience gained. 40 plus 40 HP gain per critical hit. Right. Okay. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, I've got another problem. I'm gonna have to go again. But before I do, I'm gonna try and get another mission out here. But without leaving a bit of information first. So, by email, you can get a website called Stream Charts on Twitch, and they give out information by email. So it keeps you up to date of what's going on. Maybe if I can, I'll put it on the Streamlabs link space, which is down in the socials, additional links in the socials. And then you can check it out, add the emails or whatever you want to keep yourself up to date with what's going on Twitch. I like it for that reason, where it's the largest database of live streaming stats and analytics on Twitch, YouTube, Kick. I don't know what them other ones. There's 9 other ones as well, apparently. But Kick is just another form of Twitch, but you can get away with a lot more, I think. See if I can get one more of these missions out, or I have to get pulled away. 62, 54, Purge, Panic Room, Bunker Boston, Alpha Legion, Panic Room. 54 is the lowest. 51's the lowest, actually. The Rebel Guard. Prometheum Outpost. Go for that one. So, armored elements of the Rebel Corps, Rebel Force, are causing death and destruction in the area. Deep Auspex scans have pinpointed multiple targets, possibly tainted by an unknown power. The elimination of these threats shall be handled by the Holy Ordo. Orders engage and exterminate. Minus 22% damage dealt and plus 26% damage suffered. Demolisher. Let's see if we can get in right here. In the meantime, I'll read out this here. Last week was all about Kai Cenat making a major comeback with the Streamer University campaign, bringing together a huge number of Twitch personalities. The event quickly racked up impressive viewership in under a week, with the launch of dedicated Twitch category and an unprecedented number of co-streamers joining in. This has become Kai's biggest project yet in terms of community involvement, but that wasn't all. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards also took center stage, drawing solid numbers from fans worldwide. Meanwhile, as the football season wrapped up, Liverpool FC celebrated their championship with the parade that smashed records on their official YouTube channel, delighting fans both near and far. On our side, Stream Charts team keeps the momentum going with the latest Spotlight series, this time shining a light on the Morocco's rapidly growing live streaming scene, which is making waves across the MENA region. And also, as always, we'll round up key weekly updates from live streaming platforms and celebrate milestone moments from streamers you should keep an eye on. So settle in and enjoy the read. Discover more esports content, which I'm more interested in. I don't see esport as a sport, but again, the reality we live in, or the world we live in, everything is a job, everything doesn't matter, and everything is just an experiment. So it doesn't matter what I say, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks, and you don't really get any further with it. So you might as well run with whatever you can get. If you can make money from it, that's a bonus. Curious about one of the biggest segments of live streaming esports? Make sure to subscribe to the Esports Charts newsletter.
The very existence of this filth defiles the Imperium. They may be great in numbers, but if we sever the head, the body will die. Kill their leaders and break their will.
Really, I can't get a position. One down. That's tank.
Reloading.
If the health bar drops off
He
screen, you
deserved
can't do any
worse.
damage to it.
Much worse.
As far as I remember. Any more? Just mano here. Your turn. Smashed up pieces. We're done here. I haven't cleansed it yet, I've purged it. So, now what was the task? Hunt.
I can't silence the alarm. Serious.
Done her. Side here. How easy stand right there. Okay. Another killer. said it.
Imperial reconnaissance forces located. Potentially useful assets, but their current situation is terminal. Immediate action required. Reconnaissance force relieved. Sent basic. Follow and protect order to the survivors.
Ready to fight.
Open it. Don't let me open it.
Reloading.
Shrine here. Always get rid of the mobs first. Then get rid of the main target. Helps so much more.
At your command.
Let's blast these targets. Oh, I'm gonna get blasted with all those straight. Reloading.
For the Emperor.
Alright, last target.
I said
Get out of the
charge.
way, you tits. I'll hold the back.
Onwards. Don't blink charge. I said charge.
Get rid of those strikes. I think you get blasted and we're screwed.
Teleport beacon in range. I said charge.
Ah!
Like a guy.
Get heavy strikes. Is it? We'll get blasted.
For the Emperor.
Reload.
You severed the head. Now you can watch the body wander aimlessly until it withers and dies.
Ready to fight.
You survived that. Them strikes were annoying. Why is it not open this? Turns away from it. Oh well. Right, is that everywhere? All our bridges. Yeah, out of here. So I'll leave it at that. Check out the stream charts. I'll add the link at some point on the channel. There's also the Reddit, which is a big thing I would like to point out on the Reddit channels. You can get on the Warhammer and that. You can get on the Warframe on that. You can get on the It's Twitch. You can get onto everything. Reddit has it all. It's as big as X or Twitter, I would think, or bigger. I don't know, but anything you need to know if you want to read up on something or whatever it may be, it's on there. But if you're into reading instead of just online, I would recommend getting a book. I know it sounds awful, but then you don't get any advertisements. You don't get any having to refresh pages. You don't have any problems with batteries or whatever on your phone or whatever it is. A lot of people read or listen to audiobooks. You can listen. I don't know if there's the audiobook for Bullshit Jobs and Capital by Thomas Piketty or Thomas Sowell's work. I don't know what books he has. Let me separate this stuff a bit. There's a nice bolt gun. Two-handed. I'd have to take that one. Oh no, wait. Wrong way. There's it. It's a bit better. 171, 188. Again, it has to go down here. Shield. Doesn't have much on it. Neither does that. Las pistol. Did I put that there? Another bolt gun. 190. Green. Them two will have to be compared. Really run out of time here. Where's the blueprint made? Just on a mine with the socket in it. There's sockets there. Damn it. I might just space there too. Look how many's that? That's a palm there. 1% damage reduction soft cap. They keep them together. Then there's a blue one. Green one. All the blue ones are down here. The purple ones are here. And you move them around a bit. There. And this one needs to go up in somewhere. Then they need to be organized again. damage. And it's just these two. Shields. Last pistol looks good. Oh, time to compare at the minute. Is that two-handed? Yeah. Crit. You get health and bonus lit. I'll need to move these ones over here so I can compare them. They're pretty good weapons. Yeah, I want to get back on again. Start going through these missions again. Oh, we'll go back to the main menu and then that's us for the day. Well, not for the day, but I mean, for now. There's plenty on the channel. There's plenty of videos I have on my YouTube. If you want to watch over previous streams or whatever, what I've talked about or whatever's said before, you can find any talking in them. Some of the stuff I've cut out for highlights down below as well on Twitch. But most of it's just gameplay. Alright. Take care, gamer content.